Now, what I have noticed is overall, HighLevel is cheaper on the email side. So if you're using Mailgun or SendGrid, other softwares that focus specifically on email campaigns, they still end up becoming higher. Objectively speaking, they're higher in cost. HighLevel is 67 cents like we talked about. In Mailgun, they have different plans. So the basic plan, which is $15 a month, you're spending about $1.50 per thousand. This is probably where you're going to be if you're just starting off anyway. So just compare this number. There's higher subscriptions, and if you have 100,000 emails coming out a month, then you can consider a higher monthly plan because you're going to save a little bit more on the 1,000 emails. Now, if you're paying $90, it's not a huge jump to just pay $97 a month and get the smaller subscription on HighLevel. So HighLevel still wins in the end. SendGrid I've used, especially when HighLevel was unable to do HTML, which now HighLevel can do HTML, so there's no need for SendGrid anymore. But before it was $20 a month, and I could send 50,000 emails a month and at 40 cents per thousand, which was a really good deal. But now HighLevel can do the same exact thing, and it gives you all of these other features as well, which just makes it more cost effective. If you're only focusing on sending emails, maybe you have a side project or a business project you're doing in college, and you just want a one-time application, then use SendGrid. Now, let's say you landed your customer or you have your own website and you want to maximize search engine optimization, mainly Google finding you and LLMs finding you as a service. How do you do that? HighLevel is partnered with a company called Search Atlas. I use them as well. I actually have a video that did a walkthrough on Search Atlas and how to use it to the maximum possible. And now that it's integrated, you can actually buy Search Atlas in HighLevel and upsell it. So HighLevel charges you $79 as the agency owner. You have the ability to upsell this to your customers. And if you did something like that, you would then profit $71, for example. And you can do this for almost any other feature at the agency level. So you want to sell AI employees to your customer, they have the ability to enable them. But you, as the agency owner, have the ability to upcharge them. To say, hey, if you're going to be part of my agency, you can have AI employees, but they're going to cost you a little bit more. Now on the top right, there's a comparison here. So if you use Search Atlas through HighLevel, it's $79 a month, which is a better rate. And like I mentioned, you can upsell it to your customers. On the top right, if you went to Search Atlas directly, they would charge you $99 per month. And when you offer a website or any kind of online presence to your customer, make sure that you're selling these SEO services. There are companies that are built strictly around SEO only as a main service product, and they use Search Atlas, making millions of dollars. Now, if it only costs you $79, you should consider at least $200 or $300 per month as a starting point when you're offering SEO services to your customers. Just keep in mind, as you're using Search Atlas, there are some limitations. So the AI fixes that you get, which go in and automatically update certain aspects of your website, maybe it's meta tags or keywords or rewriting titles, you do have a limit. You get tokens, and after a certain amount, you have to pay for top-ups, and then that costs a little bit extra. Now, the artificial intelligence usage. Go HighLevel has their own AI capabilities as well, where they help you generate content, let's say for your website. But you can also use LLMs like Gemini, ChatGPT outside of HighLevel if you wanted to. One example is when you're in Agent Studio and you're building this agent. I also did a walkthrough tutorial of how to use this. In text generation, you have the option to pick the model. So 4.1 versus 5 mini, and 4.1 is going to be a little bit cheaper. These LLMs are still thousands of times smarter than humans, so just go with a smaller option for now. The other place to consider this is when you're building a website. We have this generate with AI option. And so when you type in a prompt over here, it'll build you a website, but that costs money. Now there's some benefits of doing it right here. I just had a tutorial yesterday, I think that came out on building a website in under 30 minutes. And it's all integrated with HighLevel because you're doing it on their platform. So calendars, automations, everything is integrated into this website. But if you wanted to save some money, you could build an HTML code in Gemini for free and then just embed it into your website and you have the same result. So if you're generating content on the top left there, it's 9 cents per 1,000 words. So you want to build a blog, for example, and you want it to be 1,500 to 2,000 words, which is the optimal length for a blog. It's going to start costing as well on a daily basis. Same thing with conversation AI. When you have a chatbot on your website, interfacing with possibly hundreds of customers asking frequently asked questions, all of that cost adds up. And so what you want to do is keep focusing on your wallet to see where you're spending the money the most. And at some point, if you start increasing over $97 for AI, it just makes more sense to go get the flat rate $97 per month AI agent that can do this unlimitedly. Same thing for workflows. When you have an opportunity pipeline and you have workflows that trigger every time you move a lead from one stage to the next, that's costing you a penny per execution. So the problem is all of this gets expensive if you're not watching what you're doing. So one clever way to save a little bit of money is when you're building these automations and workflows like an Agent Studio. If you want to try your hand at doing this yourself instead of just watching, you can use my HighLevel affiliate link in the description below. If you use that, you get an extended 30-day HighLevel trial, hundreds of pre-built AI agents, access to my school community, 40+ business and marketing courses that I've built. You'll have all of my website template that you've seen me create. I'll even hop on a live Zoom call with you twice a week to help guide you and build your business with you. You'll have a direct line to me and also a chance to join my agency and run some of these businesses that I have, as well as take on my client. Hope to see you soon. Thank you.